But one thing you can guarantee with pretty much every trophy list is that they always contain that one bullshit PlayStation trophy. The Last of Us is a brilliant example of an awesome trophy list being pretty much ruined by some bullshit DLC trophies. You see, when Naughty Dog created its Abandoned Territories and Reclaimed Territories map packs, it also decided to add in some trophies for each set. Within these trophies contained specific trophies for each new map, where you had to complete a game on those maps without dying, while also getting at least 3 downs or executions. Now, the downs and executions isn't a problem. However, the without dying is where the bullshitness occurs, because not dying in these game modes is pretty fucking tough.
The hell is that? We're under attack. You still remember how to kill, right? Yeah.
What makes it bullshit is that you can struggle to actually get those maps that you want, because you have to just vote between 2 random maps that occur once you've all joined a lobby. So you might not even manage to get into these maps easily, let alone regularly, in case you mess it up. So when a game starts, you've got multiple options ahead of you. I'm going to first try Survivors, and it's not long before I'm the last man standing in the first round of this match. So I do what anyone does at that point. I open up my toolbox and get all the bonus items, and then I just try to defend an area. I then get attacked by all the other team, but one by one I manage to take them out. I'm putting up a good fight here, and I'm showing what I'm made of, and I'm trying to get this trophy, even though the odds are stacked against me. So when one comes behind me, I blast him with my shotgun, and then I run back out, and then I have a little standoff with this final guy. I'm trying to lure him out and take him out with my Desert Eagle. But he's not having none of it, and he managed to get a good shot off on me. So I decided to go up closer and use my hunting rifle, and I take him out with a nice headshot. Thankfully, I've managed to get through the first round of this game without dying. Brilliant. Maybe this trophy isn't so hard then. So the next round starts, and the aim of this game is you have 1 life on each round, and it's the first team to win 4 wins the whole game. So you could potentially go in for like 8 or so rounds. So again, my team failed me, and I'm the last man standing. I managed to take out the 3rd guy, and I've got 2 guys left on the other side. So I'll throw a quick smoke bomb. But I don't have any shivs, so I'll blast him with my shotgun instead. It's just me and that 1 guy left now, and I've got 2 health packs, so I'll make a quick heal and then run up close. I'm trying to get him on that bomb there, but he already knows it's there, so he's not having any of it. And it's here where I fuck up this trophy, because I panic when he gets too close, and I try and take him out with my pistol, only to find that I don't have any more bullets now. For fuck's sake. So, as you can see, I'm about to die, and that then voids this entire trophy for the beach map trophy. So I've now got a couple of options in front of me. I can either just quit outright and try and get into another room with another of these DLC trophy maps, or I can just carry on playing. So I carry on playing, but that map's pointless now in terms of the trophy. And eventually, a map comes up that has a DLC trophy attached to it, called the Capital map. So I try again on this one, doing the same thing in Survivors. So I could hang back and try and not avoid conflict as much as possible, but when you're the last man, they're going to come for you anyway, so it's quite hard to just hide. You could try and draw it out, but hey ho. So a new map, a new attempt, first round. So I think I'm okay here, everything looks cool, and then out of nowhere, this guy shivs me. So once again, I've now voided this trophy right on the very first round of this game. So, well, yeah, what bullshit. No matter how good I do now in this map, it doesn't matter, because I've already failed to get the trophy that easily.
It's empty. What? Fucking empty.
Guys!
Bill, where to? Bill, where? Anywhere but here.
And before you all say anything, like I said earlier, I've played this for about 26 days on the PS4 and probably about 12 days on the PS3. And I know what I'm doing. I've got 19,000 kills, 6,000 deaths, and a 3.01 kill to death ratio. So I know what I'm doing. So if Survivors isn't going to work, how about the interrogation mode?
A girl. I don't know no girl. Focus right here, right here. I'll pop your goddamn knee off. The girl.
So when this map starts, there's a guy jumping over the wall in the bookstore, and I decide to take him out and then interrogate him. But unfortunately, his teammate hears me, and he's sprinting now. You can see him on the radar. He's climbed over the wall, and he's killing me. So straight away, within maybe a minute of this game, I've now lost this trophy as well. So I don't really think interrogation is a good one to try and get these trophies on, because of the nature of this mode, there's no set sort of spawn point, so you're constantly spawned sort of everywhere on the map, as well as the other team. So you could hide in this area, like some of these people have been doing, but eventually we'll spawn in there, or we'll all move into there, because the enemy team are constantly hunting you down to try and get an interrogation out of you. So it would be very tricky to find a spot where you could hide and avoid everybody, and never have anyone come up to you within a potentially a 14-minute match. It's just, these trophies are just completely ruined by the no deaths requirement. I feel like Naughty Dog severely underestimated how hard or how easy it would be to not die on this type of multiplayer. It's just such bullshit. It's so frustrating. You could have a perfect game on, say, Survivors, winning 3 rounds, and then you're on your final round and you just die by a silly mistake and you've just failed. But you could have like 100, you could have like 20 odd kills and 20 executions, and you still wouldn't get the trophy because you died once. It's worse on interrogation when you've got the interrogations and you know where the safe is, because you're probably going to die then when you try and get the safe.
Hey! What'd I say to you when we walked down the steps? What'd I say?
I'm just fixing your stupid pile.
Don't touch. God damn it.
Or when you're trying to defend your own one, you can't really hide then because the enemies are coming in from all directions towards your safe, so you're probably going to die then as well. So the final game type is Supplier Raid, which is basically a team deathmatch sort of respawn mode where you have a set spawn limit. And this one also is quite awkward to not die on, because everyone will move around the map constantly. Your team might follow you, so you could be hiding in a corner still as anything, and a teammate could run past you, and if someone's listening they would see him and they would sort of know that people are there then, so you'd be forced to break cover and potentially get hit. It's just very frustrating. It's such a cheap trophy to have included in there. If you didn't have the death requirement, these trophies would be fine. We wouldn't have a problem with them. And I've actually unlocked all of these trophies. I've 100%ed it on the PS3, and I've also 100%ed it on the PS4 with the Last of Us remaster. So I do actually have these trophies, but I know how much of a ball ache it was to get them. Just getting into the map itself, especially the one you want, and even more so when you're down to like the last 1 or 2 maps left because you've got all the others. Trying to actually get a game with that map is frustrating as hell, because you can be outvoted or it just won't turn up in the roster and you'll just be there waiting for ages. Then when you do get into it, you may have a shit team with you, or you may not have a full team on your side, so that makes it even harder as well. Or you could be going up against really good players that will just stick to each other, and they go around as a 4 and they just kill you outright. So it's very, very unlikely that people are going to finish these games on any of these modes without dying at least once in a game. For me, Survivors was the best option to do it on, because you could at least hide until the timer runs out if you really needed to, and it would count as a win for the other team if you were the last man left and they had, say, 2 teammates on their side. But again, it's still very tough because the maps are small, because there's only 4 on each side, so the maps are quite small anyway, and there's not really any sort of, unknown hiding places. People are always going to be in certain areas, so it's just very tough. It's such a bullshit trophy group to have, and the fact that it's 1 for each map, so there's like 8 times you've got to do this across 8 different maps. It's awful. It's not enjoyable to try and do. It's very, very frustrating, and people have probably boosted this. It's probably the easiest way to try and do it, and even then it's a ball ache to try and set up and get everyone on the right sort of page so everyone knows what they're doing. It's just, it's a very horrible set of trophies that are it's quite unfair. I would have rather have play a game on this map, but get, say, 10 downs or executions, something like that, instead of the death requirement. That for me is what kills these trophies and just makes them utter bullshit. And the fact that there's 8 of them just makes it even worse. And that is why those trophies are bullshit. And for once, I can actually have proof that these are bullshit, because when it came to Naughty Dog remastering this game for the PS4, they still included these trophies, but they actually changed the requirements. So you still had all the trophies for each map, but instead of the no deaths and 3 downs or executions, they changed it to just play a game on this map and get at least 5 downs or executions. So, they too knew that from all the fans complaining that these trophies are just quite bullshit, and they changed them, they fixed them. But unfortunately, they never did it for the PS3 version, and that is why the Last of Us, Abandoned and Reclaimed Territories trophies for all of the maps on those packs on the PS3 gets a bullshit rating of...
Bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Bullshit! You said it's all bullshit!
Oh shit!